So I want to talk about something that I hear from men all the time, man. I'm getting older. That's just it. That's the excuse. You know, my energy isn't what it used to be. I'm getting older. I'm gaining weight. I'm getting older. I'm losing muscle. I'm getting older. Uh, Everything, man. My joints hurt. I'm getting older. I don't recover like I used to. I'm getting older. My sex drive isn't there. I'm getting older, man. What? Listen, man. Aging isn't always the excuse. Sometimes it's really your lifestyle. And y'all really don't want to hear the truth about that because blaming your age is really easy, man. Age doesn't really argue back with you. You know what I mean? Age it doesn't require you to change anything. You can sit there and look at your gut, look at your energy, look how weak you got, and be like, oh, well, I'm 45 now, so okay, what does it what does that mean? But what does being 45 have to do with you sleeping 5 hours a night? What does 45 have to do with you drinking every weekend? Or what does 45 have to do with you eating bullshit all day? Man, come on, man. That's what does 45 have to do with you not lifting, anything heavier than grocery bags? What does 45 have to do with you sitting on your ass all day? That's not aging, man. That's just straight lifestyle. And now, don't get me wrong. Hear me out. Of course your body changes as you get older. Totally understand that. But I'm not sitting here telling a 50-year-older that, your body is exactly the same as a 20-year-older. Not everybody's like that. Don't put me, I'm a little different, though. I feel like my body is definitely shitting on a lot of you 20-year-olders' bodies out here. Definitely. A lot of 20-year-olders ain't doing shit, and I see it. But as you get older, man, your recovery changes. Hormones can change. Muscle mass can decline. Your joints have way more mileages on them. Way more mileage on them. You have to be smarter about how you train whenever you get a little older. But here's the difference between, acknowledging aging and just using aging for every excuse that you just allowed to happen to your body. And that's what I'm always seeing men do. Blaming father time, blaming, just father time, for shit that you just did to yourself. And that's the truth. Because you didn't wake up at 40 with that gut. That didn't just happen whenever you turn 40. Look what you've been eating, man. Look what you've been drinking. Look at how much you barely move. Look at how much you move, man. You gotta look at your movements. Look at how much you sleep. You're barely sleeping. Stressing. You're barely training. Then you tell me that, it's all because you're getting older? No, man, no, it's not. No, it's not. Some of y'all just haven't consistently trained in years. You work, you come home, sit down, eat, watch TV, scroll on your phone, go to sleep too late, wake up tired, and then drink caffeine all day trying to manufacture the energy that you should have got whenever you were asleep. Then you'll repeat the same shit all tomorrow. You'll do the same thing all over, and then after you're doing that for years, then you'll look in the mirror and then blame age. How? How can you do that, man? Because how is age responsible for the decisions that you're making every day? It's just straight backwards, man. And this is why I talk so much about self-care. Because the older you get, the more you really need to be worried about your self-care. Way more whenever you're older, not less. You don't just, get to 40 and say, fuck it, I'm old now. No, bro, you're only 40. You're not dead. You're 40, you're 50, you're 60, you're not dead. No, hell no. As long as you're here, there's something that you could definitely improve. Maybe you can't do exactly what you did whenever you're 25. Who gives a damn? So what? Do what you can now, and get good at that. Get good at exactly what you can do right now and keep pushing. You don't have to, compete with your 25-year-old self. You need to stop competing with that man and compete with the man that you were yesterday. Be better than the man that you were yesterday. Always improve yourself to try to change and be better than what you were yesterday. That's the competition. Because some of y'all are just using your younger self as another excuse. I used to bench 315. So, okay, what you benching now? What are you doing? What you moving now? Or, yeah, I used to have abs. Okay. So what does your waist look like right now? What's it looking like right now? Because that means that's everything. Or I used to play football. Man, Stop it. That was 25 years ago. What are you doing today? Because nobody cares about what you used to do. Your body definitely doesn't. Your body definitely doesn't give a damn about what you did 25 years ago. Your body responds to exactly what you're doing right now. And if you're not giving your body a reason to stay strong, why would it? Why would it stay strong? Because muscle is expensive. Your body isn't going, carry around tissue that you're telling it you basically don't need. That's exactly why resistance training becomes more important as you get older. You need to lift. And when I say lift, I mean actually challenge yourself, man. I'm not telling you to go ego lift either. I'm not saying that because some of y'all jump on the comments and start, age and, and lifting and heavy and tears your joints. I'm not telling you to go, I'm not telling a 50-year-old to go and load up the barbell and start moving weight around like an idiot. Heavy is relative, man. I said this before. Heavy means heavy for you. Whatever heavy is for you, that's what you do. Something that you can control. Something that you can control, man. So, it's like the right weight. It's not heavyweight, it's not lightweight, it's the right weight. Something that you can move with good form. Once your form starts breaking, it's over. It's over. Put that shit down. Something that makes you work, man. Like you should finish that working set knowing you really had to earn it. That's training. And you don't need to live in the gym either. That's another excuse I hear all the time, man. I really don't have time. I don't have time. Man, you don't need 2 hours in the gym. You need structure. Hear me out. I train 4 days a week. 2 days of torso, chest and back, and 2 days of extremities. That's arms and legs. And if you don't know what arms are, of course, that's your shoulders and arms. I'm touching everything twice a week, man. And I'm giving my body a reason to maintain muscle, a reason to stay strong, a reason to keep functioning, and then I recover because recovery matters, especially as you get older. You have to recover. That's the main thing behind everything. It's not even, you don't grow in the gym. You grow when you're recovering. And this is where men really mess everything up. That's where they kill themselves because you can't train hard and sleep like shit and then eat like shit. Stay stressed out all day, drink every weekend, and then blame everything on age. You can't blame everything on age. That's what you can't blame your recovery on age. You can't people just blaming age, man. You never gave yourself a chance to recover. You can't. You have to recover. Your body isn't a miracle worker, man. You have to give it something to work with. You have to. Good food. And when I say good food, some of y'all don't even know what that really means. You'll still eat whatever you see everybody else eating. That's exactly your nutrition plan. You eat what everybody else is eating, whatever's convenient, whatever is at the gas station, whatever somebody brought to work, whatever's on DoorDash, or even crazier, whatever tastes good. Then you wonder exactly why your body composition is getting worse. You need protein. You need the right nutrients, man. You need actual food. You need enough calories to support what you're trying to train and what you're trying to do without eating yourself into obesity. You need water. You need sleep. Just the basic shit, man. It's just straight basic shit. But everybody wants something complicated. And, like what's the new supplement? What's the new peptide? What's the newest diet? What's the secret? Listen, bro, have you really tried sleeping? Have you tried putting the fork down? Have you tried eating enough protein? Or how about, have you even tried consistently just lifting for a year? Or have you tried, walking every day? Or have you tried not even getting drunk every weekend? Come on, man. Start there. Because another thing, that makes men feel old is being out of shape. That's the main thing that makes you feel old. Being out of shape, looking at how you're built. Carrying an extra 30, 40, 50 pounds around is exhausting, man. Exhausting. Of course you're tired. Of course, you're carrying another human around with you all day. The human is wrapped around your waist all day. Then your knees hurt, your back hurts. Walking upstairs gets harder. Putting your shoes on becomes a workout. And then you say, man, it's getting old, it's getting rough. No, it ain't. No. Being out of shape is rough. That's the difference. And the good news is, man, is that you really can do something about being out of shape. And that's what I really want men to understand, man. I'm not promising you immortality. I'm not telling you that you're going to be 25 forever. I'm telling you to stop surrendering before your body has even forced you to. Your body didn't force you to surrender. You're just throwing in the towel already. You gave up. Because some men mentally become old before physically becoming old. That's exactly how it happens. You're already saying and thinking that you're old and moving like an old head. And then, yeah, you're next thing you know, old head. And that's the real problem, man. They stop expecting anything from themselves. They stop really challenging themselves. They stop caring, stop even caring how they look a lot of times. They start looking like, let the George Jeffy go and the whole top of the roof is missing. Man, come on, man. They stop caring about exactly how they move. They don't even care how they move anymore. They stop caring how strong they are. Like, they just, they start saying things like, that's for the young guys. What? Why? Why is that for the young guys? Who told you that? Who told you that having muscle is only for young men? Like, who told you that being lean is only for young men, man? Like, who told you that looking athletic is only for young men? Like, where is this? I don't understand, man, with some of these old dudes, man. I don't understand. Who told you that strength has an expiration date? Where's this come from? You might have to train a little differently. You're not going to be able to train how you did when you were 20, 25. You might have to recover a little longer. You might have to pay more, you might maybe need to pay a little bit more attention to mobility or you may even have injuries that you have to work around. Like, sometimes people have like some old existing injury that happened. I get it. I totally get it. But that's called being intelligent. Just adjust. Don't quit. There's always something that you could do. And here's another piece of, here's another piece that men don't talk about enough, man. Your stress will age the shit out of you. Stress will kill you, man. Walking around pissed off all day, worried all day, overthinking everything, sleeping like shit because your mind just won't shut off, living in a flight or flight from the minute that you wake up to the minute you go to bed. Man, that shit matters. That shit matters majorly. Like, cortisol matters. Your recovery matters, man. Your mental health is super important. That matters. That's another reason to hit the gym. That's another reason why the gym is very important to me. I'm not just training muscle. I'm training to get that bullshit out of my head. I'm lifting something heavy. I'm focusing. I'm breathing. I'm doing something difficult that I can control, man, because life gives you enough shit that you can't control. The gym gives you something that you can. And that's exactly why I go, man. That's exactly why I preach this to older men so much. You choose whether you show up. You choose whether you finish, too. You choose whether you push, and you choose whether you quit. And when you've got a lot going on in your life, man, sometimes you need that. That's the self-care that I'm talking about. Not just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. Nah, man. Doing something that makes you better. And I'm telling you right now, like, hear me out. The man you become at 40, 50, 60 can be better than the man you were at 25. Maybe not younger, but better for sure. More discipline, more experience, more financially stable, more emotionally controlled, stronger mentality, and yes, you can still have a damn good body, man. That's body game. It's not about pretending you're young. It's about refusing to look and feel like shit just because you've accumulated some birthdays. That's a difference, man. I don't want to become the youngest man in the room. I want to become the man that people look at and say, oh, how the hell is he like that at that age? How the hell is he at that age? What the? Yeah, I want to be that one that they question, like, damn, he's really that? Oh, that's that difference. That's that guy. That's what I want to be. And that doesn't come from pretending aging doesn't exist. I'm not pretending aging doesn't exist at all. It comes from respecting it enough to prepare for it. You got to prepare for it. That's my whole thing. I respect it enough that I know it's coming, man, so I'm ready to run straight to it. Let's get it. That's built to last. You're building a body that you're going to need later. You're building muscle that you're going to need later, man. You're building strength that you're definitely going to need later. You're building the habits that you're going to need later. All of this is for everything that you're going to need later. You're not just training for the beach this summer. You're training for your 50s, 60s, 70s, into your 80s. You're training you're training so you can become, so you can get off the damn floor without somebody trying to help you, man. You're training so you can carry your own groceries, travel, play with your kids, your grandkids, stay independent, stay capable, stay useful. That's why I don't accept I'm getting older shit. Yeah, we all are. We all are. That's one thing. You're not getting any younger. That's definitely what is not happening. None of us are getting any younger. But now, what are you really going to do about it? Because aging is real. But aging isn't always the excuse. Sometimes you're tired because you just don't sleep. Sometimes you're weak because you just don't train. Sometimes you're fat because you eat too much bullshit. Sometimes you feel terrible because you treat your body terribly. You just do the bullshit. You just do all the wrong shit. Sometimes you just don't need another excuse. You need to change exactly what you're doing. And that's the good news, man. That's the good news. You can change all this because you can't control the clock, but you can control with a whole lot of what you're doing, while the clock is running. So stop giving your age credit for shit that your lifestyle did, man. You can't do that. Get your ass up and train. Eat better, sleep better, recover. Get your stress under control, man. You got to. Protect your peace, build some muscle, lose some fucking fat, and find out what your body is really capable of. Before you decide to just, I'm too old. Before you start too damn old in it. I'm too damn old. I'm too old. Come on, man. Let's get out of that. BuiltToLastSystems.com, man. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just to work. Let's get it.